And he stays in character. Like, he was on Kill Tony, and Tony's like, "You're telling me you've never heard of Mitch Hedberg?" And he's like, "Nope, this is just the way." He like plays the character. He's like, I just look like this.
I never saw the Kill Tony episode, so he went on Kill Tony, and Tony said, "That is."
And Tony's like, "You're telling me you
There's
just
no way.
talked and act like this?"
Yeah.
And of course he didn't. But he's like, I guess an Elvis impersonator is not supposed to say he's impersonating Elvis. He's just supposed to be like, "This is me."
I don't know if you've seen the clip online of the Michael Jackson impersonator who watches the other Michael Jackson impersonator like he's Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Like he's on the street and he just like comes up and he looks at him. He's just like, I love it. And he goes, "I love impersonators." It's like, motherfucker, you're an impersonator. You are an impersonator. But the fact that he goes around and he's just like, "No, I'm not. I've never seen it," is insane. It's verbatim.
That's what you have to be a true impersonator. You have to act like the guy, and the guy is the real guy. So now I want to see the Mitch Hedberg guy. Like, there's another third Mitch Hedberg impersonator that comes along, and he's like, "Look at this guy trying to be me."
Well, it would be like in pro wrestling, there was a wrestler named the Honky Tonk Man, and he was just doing Elvis, but he wasn't like, "I am Elvis." He was like, "No, I'm the Honky Tonk Man. I've never heard of Elvis."
Yeah.
And it would be like in wrestling, it'd be like the way you get heat is everybody's like, "Fuck this Elvis guy," and so everybody just boos him because he thinks he's Elvis. So the whole time I'm just like, okay, that makes sense if you're trying to get heat on it. But the fact that he's like, "No, I have never seen Mitch Hedberg," blows my mind. Because now I'm like, we need a Netflix documentary about this guy. It needs to be a 12-part series.
Totally. I mean, that's the method acting of it. You know, like Sean Penn isn't like. He never breaks character. So the Mitch Hedberg guy is like fully. I think that's what's fascinating about it is he's like, he'll never say he's heard of Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah,
he's just like, this is how I talk.
It's so crazy. It's like it's like we were saying. It's like the Vanilla Ice. He's like, this isn't Another One Bites the Dust. This is Ice Ice Baby. It's just different. It's just this one little thing that makes it different. It's like, yeah, but the 99.9% of the other thing is the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird in a way. Like I would never do that. I would never be an impersonator. But it's like, I think it speaks to how comedy has taken over the culture that there can even be a guy.
Well, I think in like the first 5 years you are doing impersonation. Like I saw the Eddie Murphy documentary, and he was like he was like the first 5 years he was like, and then I found out like he does ventriloquist, and I was like, oh my god, that makes your act makes so much sense.
Impressions,
now. You were just doing impersonations this whole time, and I was like, as a fan, I never really noticed that, and I was just like, because at the one point in the documentary, he whips out the Paul Mooney ventriloquist doll and Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby doll.
Yeah, it's like,
but he was like, as a kid, I would do that. And the funny was like, I watched it with like two other comics, and the part that we laughed at was like the part where he goes, his mom is just like, he does so many voices, and she goes, "Well, which one's Eddie's voice?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's who he is as a kid. And then when you see his set, it's like, from literally doing the Honeymooners to doing Elvis to doing your like stepdad. It's all impersonations. He just hides it in his set and just flex that talent. And I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is like, who is the real guy? It's like, that's not important. Mm-hmm. We're enjoying all these other guys. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like Jim Carrey did that.
Oh, yeah.
And Carlin was like, we watching it. We're like halfway through the Eddie Murphy thing. And it's like, like I can't do impressions, but he's like, just start with that.
Yeah.
Like,
even if it's
for the
bad.
first couple of years, and then you got an audience in your own voice.
Yeah, because then you can just
kind of genius.
It's just old school vaudeville. Like, as I would say, if you have a writer's block, you kind of go back to the core of the
classics.
Art. Yeah, so you go back to all the way to vaudeville, because you'll see it and you'll be like, this still holds up. It's in full black and white. Impersonations have been going around with the ventriloquist dummies, Lenny Bruce's impersonations, and even Eddie's impersonations were funny because it'd be like the most like James Brown in the hot tub. Like, it's like, who thinks of that? But then he can just do it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Chappelle talking about Eddie Murphy, because you're like, he is totally like kind of taking that. He's like a student of Eddie Murphy, absolutely doing that.
Oh, it's at a certain age, like he becomes typecasted. Like, if you know like how movies go, they say first on the call sheet if they couldn't get like, if Eddie Murphy, it was Eddie Murphy type. Mm-hmm. So if you couldn't get, so that opens for Chris Rock, opens up for Tucker. Yeah. So if they couldn't get Murph, they would go get him.
And they would get Murph if Richard Pryor had burnt himself up.
Because Pryor was the type guy. So it's just like, when they said that about Trading Places, like that script was originally like Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You can see it in it. And then they showed an interview with Richard like, oh, it's so funny. I'm going to kill him. Like that is
Yeah.
I was like, that's comedy on comedy right
Yeah,
there.
he's not like when they're asking Pryor how he feels about it, he's like, I hate it. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
even.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna kill him.
You ever
In Richard's
when
way
it's
of
too
doing
funny?
Yeah, he's like one thing. He's like, because it's his script. He's watching. He's like, y'all motherfucker killed this. And I was like, as a comic to another comic, he's like, this motherfucker's killing.
Yeah.
With my idea.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like him and Chappelle, though, he was talking about how you usually have like one skill set, but those they can do impressions,
the old school comics,
and they
you
can
had
be
to do-
themselves,
you had to be a triple threat.
and they can like comment on the culture, and they can be Bugs Bunny. It's like fucking
You had to be-
everything you could do that's funny. They can do all of it.
Like back in the day, like musicians, I was like used to train kids to be like triple threats. Like, you know, like in other like countries like in Asia or Japan or something, they always make them like army or like some craft. I was like in the boomer era, they were like, you're about to perform 24 hours a day in strip clubs, fucking breweries, in warehouses, wherever. And that was the internet of the time. So it's just like you had to be a triple threat. You had to act, sing, do all that. And even in comedy, you had to act, sing, impersonation, sketch, stand up, like the whole trifecta. Like I would say, like if you break Murphy down, it's like he does all of that.
Yeah, he's putting out literal albums of music.
He's got an album with Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
It's just like how, and it's like the one thing is like he eclipsed stand up at like 19 to 20.
Yeah,
And that's like when I started. And so it's like at an early age, I was like, oh, I can cap out at like 25. And I was like, no. Oh my God, no. That was just.
yeah. Who else has ever done that? Like taken over, gotten so big that it's like you can't even do it anymore. It's like I go to the clubs and it's just like I'm too big of a star to even try new bits.
I think it's for like Donald Glover talked about. He did that after Community. Like he was like, it wasn't a big show in like America, but then when he got to Canada, it was like huge. And then after that, they just all came in the show, so he didn't like trust the bits. Like I was talking to Austin about that. I was like, can you imagine if you had a fan of Maxis, like 10,000 Maxis? It's like, do you trust that as an audience? You'd be like, greatest laugh on earth, but they all just love me if I just say that, like whatever. So it's just like not really. It comes in handy, but can be like a gift and a curse.
Yeah, I heard Bargatze talking about that on a podcast recently, where he's kind of like, you know, when he did SNL, he was like, I got to go to just some random New York places and do 5-10 minutes because he's just doing like thousands of people that just see him and it's him.
Chappelle would just pop up. Yeah, that's what Chappelle, like during those days, he just pops up at those random, like I used to call them Bigfoot moments, like between when the show's canceled and he didn't do the Netflix stuff yet.
Yeah, sightings.
You just pop up and you'd be like, oh, Chappelle's here and he just did like an hour. And we're like, what? Where? Why? Yeah. So, but that's where you'll get a real honest, like when someone just pops in at the cellar and they're working on something. Like if you're working on something, you have to get it away from your audience because they're going to always tell you it's good. So you kind of got to go to like the Waynesvilles or the Hendersonvilles and be like, let me try this real quick. Asheville, you love me, but I need to go try it in the bumfucks real quick. Yeah,
in a bad room where you can barely
go to the
hear
boonies
me.
real quick. Yeah, and they love it if you can get it over with them because it's a very blue collar type of crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. That's like such the opposite. Like the problem is you have an audience. I mean, I can't even imagine just trying to get an audience. You know, it's like most of us never get an audience. Maybe it was like in your local scene a little, but then you get to the point where you're like, my audience is too big. This has become a challenge for me. I can't even imagine.
Oh, well, it's just like, well, even then on Wednesday, we try to like give you like a glimpse of that, like give you an audience every Wednesday for a free show. We're like, hey, this is what you should be getting on a regular thing, like this size audience where you can kind of freelance, do some written stuff, practice some stuff, and then work on whatever you're going to work on. We should give you more time, but we have 30 fucking comics.
Yeah. Oh, it's great though. Third room feels amazing. I can't believe you've done it.
We've got 30 chairs this week. Burke's dropped off like 30 chairs because we like are at like capacity of chairs, and we're like finally can phase out couches. So I'm like, okay, now we're back.
Burke's found some chairs.
Burke's found chairs. Kim and Carrie, it was so funny. It was like last Wednesday. They're in the corner, and it's just I look at them I'm like, what are you two dummies over there conspiring over? And it's just like this is max. It's like so many people in there. It's like we're at the point like on Wednesdays we have a set of skills of like, all right, if there's this level of crowd, we push it in. If there's more people come in, we break these chairs out. Then we have emergency chairs, and when we're at our wooden chairs, we're capped. That's all we can fit in here, and we're standing room only now. And so I just look over and Burks and Carrie in the corner, just like, I just see two little bald heads just like this. And I was just like, what are y'all talking about? He's like, Carrie's like, I'm getting chairs. And then I was like, okay, let's get the chairs. And then so Burks dropped them off on, he was like, I don't know if I can give them to you on time on Wednesday. I was like, just drop them at my house on Saturday. And so I like count them up. They're all like white. And I'm texting Carrie. I'm like, it's got to be black. It's got to be black. He's like, why does everything got to be black, Peter? I was like, it looks better black. It's funnier black.
Are they like, how white are they? Like,
they're just like little white folding chairs.
okay.
They're just
they bright, like new.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're not like they're like as white as can be in Western North Carolina. It's a little dinge on.
You darken the room up there.
Yeah,
like right. Yeah,
so that's what it's like. We just tried. We just needed to like get people off of couches because it's just very hard to
I mean,
watch.
the first few times I went, and it was like only couches.
Yeah.
And
immediately we were like,
and the ceiling is like miles.
and then so we were like darken
like,
this and then shorten it up because it's like it's just a TV studio with a bar that we just kind of flip into a dingy comedy room.
I mean, I think the Disclaimer brand is like kind of mythological at this point. Like there is something.
It's like 30 years old.
It's almost like the Eddie Murphy of Asheville, of our little place. It's like that.
Yeah, from starting out as like a spoof of.
It has an energy that come like if another show tried to start cold in there, it wouldn't be the same as it's like the Disclaimers.
Oh,
Disclaimer's back.
Well, it was like a thing when I was in high school. Like. I had a girlfriend whose mom was like when it was just a spoof of Mountain Express and Citizen Times. That's originally like that's it, the fact that it's formed into like what we know it as Disclaimer.
Yeah, it was like the local Onion.
It was legit. So like it was a thing like when I was in high school. So people know of Disclaimer just from the name of just goofiness. So I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then like. That's why I was like, it's a big break. And we laugh about it now. We're like, how is this like a thing in stand up when it started out as this and now it ends up as this and there's two different life forms.
That's the best. Like Amazon started as books.
Yeah.
Now it's like it was just books, and Netflix started as like everything. Shiny discs in the mailbox.
Just we mailed your DVDs and said you don't have to give them back at the right time, but you can't get the next one.
That's what a great brand goes through evolutions. It's like Eddie Murphy was a mimic, and then he's like a musician, then he's a movie star.
Yeah,
it's like the Disclaimer's kind of like lived long enough to be like there's eras. For him.
It's
crazy.
Like, when you see like it's funny too. It's just like certain comics come back. And then like new comics meet those comics, and you're like, oh, y'all don't know each other.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that'd be funny. Y'all should actually probably hang out.
Yeah, like people don't know Moira. People are like, I've heard of her.
Yeah, it's a myth. Yeah, because by the time
you guys never
met, you
never had to follow her and be fuck.
It was Bear Hicks and Miranda at the mic, and they had not known each other. And I was like, oh, y'all's comedy is very similar.
Yeah,
y'all should really like hang out more and like regale each other with tales. It's like, or if Taylor Rogers comes in. And all the comics are like, oh my God, he's like a big name comic. I was like, that's fucking Taylor.
He started
Taylor, and Taylor's like huge now, but it's like Taylor walking just like he's never left. And it was like Peter, Carrie, Cody.
Yeah.
As long as y'all are here, it's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even like Tom Peters, is like nobody that even is running the Odd is like knows who he is. Like if he came back now, he'd probably have to wait till the end.
That's a god. That's a god though. That's what gods do. It's like you create a world and then you go away and then you come back again to
you give it free will, so it doesn't have to give a shit
That's
about you.
Like in like how Carrie's like pulling out now. He's like, I'm gonna just leave it to you guys. And I was like, in like 2 years, some comics gonna be like, who the fuck is this old man? I'm like, he's that. He started it all, baby.
Yeah. I'm like Carrie though. You take stand up out of your life, like it's not as good.
Well, no, I think it's like because it's like
you can sit around at home for a few months.
Yeah,
but
come on.
Like,
he just I think it's like he deserved it because I was like I started so young that I could do stuff on the road, and he was like here holding down a scene. So that's like the tag team of us now. It's just like all right, I can take over this part and run the pirate ship, and then you can go.
He's a spiritual advisor.
Yeah,
he's a consultant.
Yeah, he's like it's always funny. It's like I always tell like comedy in Asheville's kind of like movie scenes. And or like movies, and since Cody's left, I always say me and Cody are doing Ocean's 11. Like we're always running a heist on businesses. Like who's gonna let us do comedy in here and maybe pay us? And so like I was like, since he's been gone, it's still a Brad Pitt movie, but it's Inglourious Bastards. And so I was like, it's just me and these young babies out here just scalping off shit. But for like Care now, I was like, oh, we're in the how Disclaimers run now is very Princess Bride of Dread Pirate Roberts. It's like there's always going to be someone else that takes it over. Yeah. And you get to go off, but there's always going to be a Dread Pirate Roberts for the scene. And so we're like, oh, that's how it's going to be. Like, Carrie will give it to me. I'll give it to whoever give it to whoever. And then they'll be like, who's this old black guy? Tell him he used to run shit around here. Talking about he used to put up chairs and shit. This is the future. We just watch it from home.
It's like somebody like me, some real old person's like, no, it's Petey. You got to put him up.
You got to put him on. You still going to the mic. It was like, don't light him.
Yeah.
He's got a killer music bit. That'll work.
It's like people are like, what is this Ben Atkins? He just walk in off the street and start doing weird. No, he's been here.
Yeah, but it's fun to be like the keepers of those tales when you're like, sit down, younglings. It's like you feel like a Jedi in that moment. You're like, no, he's good with the Force.
Long ago. There were tomatoes on a Tuesday.
Oh God, that's the.
I wasn't even there for it, but I know the lore. I've studied the scripts.
The
scriptures.
Me and Carrie talked about like how that mic is the mic that starts us saying that you need a mic where there's people at, because that's the first mic we started at. And there was no other mic, so we were just trained on a mic having an audience and having a cult-like audience. And when that died, we were like, oh, somebody's got to fill that void. So that's basically what Disclaimer became and what it is now. And it's so funny that I'm like when comments come in there, like, y'all have, like I showed the picture of the poster we just made with like the bigger crowd, and everybody's like, that's an open mic. And I'm like, yeah, don't make no sense.
Yeah, the Disclaimer's grown up. The Odd is like a teenager. The Odd is like even like it's for me. It's like the only other one because it's like it's past 10 years now. Like there's nothing else is even.
Well, it gets to be
close.
Like, it gets now that Disclaimers became like the main thing.
Yeah,
it gets to be what Disclaimer was the Odd Child.
Yeah, it's like the clubs will have that little room, but it's like you're not main stage, but you can.
But it's we
got the Odd room. You know?
But the Odd is like I used to say, like we were talking about wrestling. Like if you watch American crowds, like they're very like rah, rah, rah. And I was like, that's kind of like Disclaimer sometimes. But then if you go to the Odd, it's like a Japan crowd where they're just like, ooh, and it's got to be something really groundbreaking to get them up. Yeah. I love the Odd. Yeah, I try to make it out when I can, but it's very hard on Tuesdays.
Same, and the 9 o'clock part has just really got me like. I've gotten old in the last 10 years, so 9 is like, man, I can't believe we used to do 9
You got to do the second
time.
hang. The second hang is where it's at for like your comedy career now. Is like you do the first hang, which is like work, but the second hang is where you really network and make the connections.
Yeah.
And it's harder in your like hometown because you know the lay of the land, but it helps you when you go out of town. Like, because you'll be like, okay, I don't know the lay of the land, so who's the Cody for this scene? Who's the Carrie for this scene? Who kind of knows it to when I come back, I have more lay of the land, so I know where to bounce from.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crazy. It's just it's an always changing kind of thing.
Yeah. How's headlining? How's that coming along?
It's I'm trying to will it into existence.
Yeah, doing it.
I got 3 coming up that I'm like trying to run meta ads on, and I feel like these 3 will kind of ask me after that 3. If one of them went real good, I'll be like, well, that's all I need. But if they all go bad,
well, it's like you're learning. I think you're especially like where you're at now, because what you're at 10 now.
10 this month. Yeah,
my 10 was like big. My 10 was like when I went to New York and then like did New York stuff. So it was like my 10 is a little bit different because I was younger.
Yeah,
because I was just like, all right, I was like 20. I was like, no, I did like New York and I came back after the 10. That is right, because I was like at 25. That's when I went to New York and then I came back, and so it's just like. When you do, like, after the 10, you're like, all right, I got to do something. I've got to show proof that I've done something for a decade. And it's like, you have done something.
I just want, I want more long sets. Like, I think I track all my shit. I'm a data nerd. And I think I've only done, 30 minutes or more, maybe, 10 to 20, maybe 15 times in the last 10 years. So I'm really just trying to create.
You're just trying to learn how to flow within that 30.
And I want 45. That's what I want. And I want an hour eventually. Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of we'll see. But for now, I have 45 and I want to try to stay. There's just something about staying up there longer. And I'm trying to be instead of just trying to be for whoever's at the brewery every time, I'm going to see if maybe there is an audience. Maybe it's 20 or 30 people in the middle of nowhere who just want comedy, and maybe in a city it's 40 people. I mean,
in a bigger city, it grows, and it's just but then you got to learn where your audience is. It's I
just need 40 people that like what I do. Yeah. I don't think I'm the best, but I'm maybe there's 40 people that be that was worth $20. I had a good time. I'm trying to
I was told comics was trying to book comics, so I'm what do you want? When they're I just want. I was you want a good crowd? You're just trying to make money? What do you like? What are your end all be all goals? And some people I just want a good crowd. And I'm I can get you a good crowd, but it's if you're trying to make some bank, that's the like you said, the little bit higher. So it's got to be a good balance.
Yeah, and I'm really I don't know if I'm really right now. I'd just like to break even, but get the time.
Yeah, you should be breaking even.
I think finding my voice and being comfortable longer is really what I want.
You're going to figure out what you need on the financial part on the road, because you're I always tell comics, I was if you have a real job, you can cover the basics. Let comedy cover the rest. Like if it's like room and board, you can cover like half of that. Comedy should cover the other half, like gas and stuff like that.
And I'm starting out like no hotel because that's like there's no way.
Really?
I'm just trying to go like like Mars Hill, Johnson City.
No.
Charlotte. I can drive back that night because once you throw in the hotel, it's like. I'm definitely not making that right now. I've run the numbers and my shit is.
Well, that's because you're still trying to get. I think you're trying to do two things at once. It's like you're trying to get a following and be a headliner. And usually you're trying to like do one or the other. You're trying to like do both at the same time because you're in 2025. You can use the internet like that. But it's like the grabbing the following part is like the hardest thing for some people. And then some people like, no, I can get on the road and do that. It's the balance that has to fit like Kayla has like a giant following. Yeah. It's huge. Like she can sell out anything in town now. Yeah. And now that she's doing like the baby stuff, I'm like, oh, you're about to take off again. So now she'll know how to, it reaches fully outside of Asheville now. But her following in town will always be her base.
Yeah. And I tried that for 100 days this summer before this scheme to be like.
How'd that go?
It was good. I mean, I like posting every day, trying to be like
how's that
Kayla or
creative?
Ryan.
Yeah, but
creatively it was amazing.
Yeah, because I was like
creatively it was amazing. Writing something every day was good. But I never got like I didn't like get the Kayla. I was like, 100 days, I'll probably be as big as Kayla. I didn't really think that.
No.
I didn't really think that.
Oh
but
no,
I was
it's like a miracle. Like trying to get like.
But I do see people like I watch the younger people and I go like maybe I could try some of that Ryan Gordon talking into my phone shit. I don't know.
Well, that's why I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, look at Ryan. I was like, I would not expect that from your comedy, but I think it'll expand your comedy like a little bit more because it's like, okay, now I have to set up, look into a camera, knowing that. Yeah. And it's just like we said, you going back to the core of stand-up. It's like, what is it? It's still acting.
It's a face just talking about some things.
And but you're trying to get something over and make it believable. It's like, I was talking to a comic and they were like, I'm trying to make it look like it's not on the script.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's acting.
Yeah.
Go act. Because once that's the form, that's the like level of skin that you now have to take off. So I'm like, oh, just go act for like a few months. Like Chesney's like acting like a motherfucker now. And I was like, good. He is probably I need to go see his play though. Yeah. It's like, because I was like, his character and what he can like dive in. I always thought that was like a barrier with him in comedy. I was like, you're fighting with something in it. I don't know what it is. And it's just like a level of structure that we always need. But then also to know that we are like free roaming creatively. It's like, yeah, you can swim over here with this idea, but you got to bring it back here, structure it, and then that's what you're going to go with.
Yeah, it's back to the Eddie Murphy thing again. Like if you can, like Chesney's always played characters, and he moves. Yeah, moves. He gets quiet. He gets loud.
He can do a Jay-Z. He did a Jay-Z impersonation. He doesn't even like doing. I was like,
it
was so
Trump,
good. Yeah, I was
stuff,
like, motherfucker, and I was like, you have to flex that muscle. So every now and then I told comics, like, just go act. You may act so good that Murph never came back to stand up.
Yeah, that's kind of like just like. The nice thing about getting older is like you don't give a shit about embarrassing yourself. You're like, it's happened so much. I'm gonna be dead soon, and like there's like these older guys that I know that are like started comedy more like older like me, and they're kind of like, I'm not waiting for somebody to get me on a thing. Like older people are just like fucking. You got to make it happen. And then there's like the meta ads is just really interesting. That I had a guy on who had really pulled that off. It's like
the algorithm. It's a math problem. Comedy is always just a math problem. It's no matter what. It's how much time is it? How much time is on the show? How much time am I doing? How many people are here? It's no matter what. It's always a math problem. And so when you throw in the algorithm on top of that, for like some of us who do like. Who can perform and do behind the scenes, it's almost a new like, ooh, let me figure this out. Yeah. And then every algorithm's different. TikTok's algorithm is different. Instagram's algorithm is different. And by the time you figure out one, the other one's flipped and updated. Now it's a different thing.
That sucks. It changes so fast.
It's a game. It's always a game. You got to play the game.
I mean, we talked about sketch and stuff too, and that's something I'm kind of maxed out at the moment, but that's something that I would like to try to. I dabbled a little in that, doing like just me, the ones where it's like two of yous talking at each other. But
have you ever thought of just writing sketches for other people? No?
I would love to.
That's the first thing I did. Like, that's the Louis type of thing when Louis wrote Louis. Yeah. He said, I just wrote a scene with two people in it and then wrote the next scene. Yeah. And then just slowly did it like that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a whole... Like the episodes don't even... Like his mom will be played by one person.
And it completely different.
And then it's a different actress. Like, I love that.
And which is like in
Simpsons is like that too.
Oh, when you do it in TV, that's classic TV trope. Like knowing... That's what I say, like knowing your realm and knowing your art form. It's like, oh, that's almost like wink to the camera, like when you change characters.
Yeah, right.
Like, so it just fits into the world.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do. I mean, I got a day job, I got family, so it's like I do have to go like
compartmentalizing the time and separating the
exactly.
time.
So I mean, this like right now, I'm like I definitely want to keep doing the podcast like one a week probably because this is amazing.
Yeah, you're like
and I
you're
want
like
to do
me and
headlining.
You're like me and Cody in college when we thought we could headline, and we didn't have kids though, and our time was still like we're still in college and stuff, and so it's just like I don't know if he did it, but I did it, and I was just like, okay. Mondays is this day. I'm going to do this, and this. And then go to bed at this time. And then Tuesday I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this different thing in this different form and do it that time. And then it just ran me fucking ragged for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I would look over at Cody, who was just like, I don't even have a fucking set. And in his way of doing it and then my way of doing it, I was just like, oh, it's going to be tiring. But then when I got older, I was just like, oh, no, I thought I was trying to skip a step that obviously I just needed to just wait. And then that's what it was. And now I look at it, I'm like, oh, you just had to chill. I'm overthinking it. I'm in my own head too much.
Yeah, it's hard to know where you are at. And I think that is the thing about 10 years where I'm like, well, why not try some of that now? But I have kind of started to feel a little of that. Like there'll be like every Monday I was like, I'm going to find like 3 small theaters and email them. And I did that. And the amount of people that don't get back to you, I mean, I started to feel like this is kind of making me not want to do a set. Yeah. So you do have to like watch that feeling like I'm just feeling sad trying to, so you kind of have to listen to the universe.
Well, it was like you got, but then also you got to understand is like the business part's like nobody check, like half the people barely check their emails.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, so you really have to like be persistent.
And I'm like, here's somebody you never fucking heard of. And
but it's like that one time those shows are like, as long as you have the audience, nobody really cares now. That's one thing about our day and age is like, you can go get an audience. Yeah. Back in the day, you just had to wait for like someone to give you the chance to go get it. Now you can literally be like in Asheville, just post stuff. Like I found out the other day, it's like there's like a lot of like people with big followings that live in town and they just don't communicate. They just live in their bubble and they just do that. And I'm like, if y'all connect this, you'll have a very big project that someone could work on depending on what it is. Like I found that like Jim Jenkins, the guy who created Doug, like lives in town.
Nickelodeon Doug?
Yeah, Nickelodeon Doug, like lives in town. I was like, no one's working with that dude. No one's like even interviewed this man. Like
he's coming on the podcast. Yeah, I was like, I've got it captured now.
Yeah, I was like, well, I was just like, oh, he lives in town. And before that, the guy who created Scott Pilgrim lived in town.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like so. It's a lot of like creative little stuff like that like doesn't connect, or it's like even in stand up town, like what's his name does? I don't know. I'm mad I cannot think of his name. He does the show with. He's from here.
Comedian?
Yeah, famous comedian.
The guy he moved to Austin.
Yeah,
on Rogan a lot.
Yeah.
I know his name too. I've seen him.
Cody's yelling at the screen right now.
Duncan Trussell.
Duncan Trussell. Yeah, it's like Duncan didn't know we had like a stand-up scene. Yeah. But then him and Carrie worked together, camp together, and they connected through that. And I was like, that's funny within itself. It's like, first of all, both of them as a camp counselor. Can you imagine being a Ute as that camp counselor? It's like you have Duncan Trussell and Carrie Goff as your camp counselor. Like, what heavyweight spoof is this right now? Like, what are we doing? But then,
see that sketch where they play counselors.
He's just giving out mushrooms. Can we eat these mushrooms? You found them, kids. You can totally have them. That's the first laws of law. If it's yours, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like one of the 3 that said yes to me, one of them's in Charlotte, and that's the one I'm like, that's a pretty fucking big market. I'm most worried about that one, but like we're doing one in Mars Hill and Johnson City. I feel like that's more attainable. As it's like,
well, there's also like
we're gonna bring comedy to Mars Hill. I think for the first time, maybe ever.
Well, I think
so. It's
the
like
littlest of it is like the little towns, it'll shut down for you. The bigger towns is like, I think they
don't give a shit about you.
They don't give a shit about you, but there's more opportunity because there's still some people walking around like.
Maybe there's 40 people in there that are like, there's something about this guy. You know, like it doesn't have to be.
But like Corey and Jordan run like a little small one in like a smoke shop down in Charlotte. And I like what I used to tell them, I was like, if there's foot traffic, there's always somebody who's like, well, what's up here? And I was like, if you can sell like a good base level of tickets, and then your whole goal is, I want to get the people who are like, what's up there? That's the audience that I want because they're inquisitive. They really want to know and know. I think I can win them over. I think I can get a fan out of that. Like there's a lot of shows where I'm like, I've opened up like back in the day when I used to open up for people, I used to get mad if I didn't get like a follower after I opened up for them. Oh yeah. And I used to be like, what the hell? And then I realized I was like, oh, I'm not giving them anything to follow though. Like I'm not saying where to follow me. I don't have a joke. Then I started back in the day before I wanted them to follow. I just wanted them to remember my name. Yeah. So I made a joke about my name. So then after the shows, people go, Peter. Oh, that's Peter. Peter. So I would get that acknowledgement. But then I was like, I need a level further than that. So I did like the email joke about my dad. and then I just put his email. I own the email because my dad hated that email, so he doesn't use it. So I was like, give me that goddamn password. So I see people like responding to that email. So then I was just like, oh, okay. It's just building something that they can like grasp to, and then they'll follow. Because now I'm like Beth's show. If I open up for Beth, they already know me because I've done her shows a few times. But then that's how I kind of got a good base of that. Yeah,
that's why I'm trying to get like a really good Cox joke because it's like it's my name, so it's like.
But then you should have a joke if you want them on Instagram. Like, I tell an Instagram story. Like Hillary's got. I told that to Hillary immediately made High Laird does her. She spells her whole shit out, and you'll get like 2 or 3 followers, like a show from that. I was like, that's
and some time lapse flower.
Yeah, because I was like, if you go
sensual.
But it's like today is like I saw like I think Joe did Nate Bargatze's thing, and they had his whole social media on the screen. I was like, bet he's gonna be like a good chunk of those followers now because they know where to go now. And that's like someone who knows how to present comedy in the full 100% of it. It's like
and clean.
Yeah, but it's like even on a production level, Nate knows like, hey, you're in front of this whole thing. Put your whole social media up here.
Yeah.
Put your let's have music in between, so it's not just awkward silence. Like, it's so many times it's like doing a show and then going to other shows and then not trying to critique the other show as a producer. Now is just the hardest thing for me. I'm like,
oh yeah,
you should put that over there. This should be toned down. You need to have music in between here.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
too much dead space.
How could you not? I mean, you've done it in a lot of different rooms, and most people are on their first or second one, and it's real bad.
Well, yeah. Usually,
every show I do, I'm like, fucking, the sound's bad. Yeah. The brewery vats are like...
Yeah, but it's like, it's the same thing we say, like, I wanted more time. We wanted to make a show good, so we said, okay, every Wednesday, let's run through this. And then over the years, we didn't have music until, like, the end of the Southern. Like, if you remember those days, like by the end of Southern, we just started figuring out, and that's when we got Murphy to like play music, and then Murphy became a sound guy, and then we were like, oh, we always need a sound guy. He will be replaced forever, and we have 15, but it started with that. And so we're like, okay, it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
And it don't even look at it as a fail. It's literally like a lesson. You're like,
it's like running drills, like Wayne's World 2.
Well, it's like, I treat open mics kind of like, if this was basketball, it's just us at the Y, and we're just like, or us at practice. So it's just like me learning a jab step, and then you learning coming up to me like, how'd you do that jab step? And I'm like, okay, let's break this down, and then we go from there.
Well, it's just about the reps, I think. Like, I mean, there is some people are just have it easier than others, and that's why I want to like try to do headline 50 times, because if you only do it 3 times a year, you don't get into it. Like if you guys were only running 3 or 4 shows a year, you running a show every week for decades. It's like you just
that's the one thing too is like
level up. So you got to create.
You'll get it if you're like. You have to, especially in the South, because like we said, you don't get that many opportunities, so you kind of have to cheat the math system. So you're like, hey, if I'm working on 30, where can I do 30? You can probably host Disclaimer because you're going to get back up night after night after night, again after again after again. So that's like, I used to call that the hyperbolic, in Dragon Ball Z, there's a hyperbolic time chamber where you just go in there and train, and it's like the time slows down. So it's just like a day outside here is a year in there. So it's just like, that's why I was like, because you're going to learn, you're going to get right back up. You're going to learn how to do all the crowd work that you're going to want to do. You're going to learn how to crowd watch, keep everything organized. And then you're going to realize your own jokes between the comics to pull out and what inspires. Then it's going to be up to you at the end of the night to remember how good you did as a host, because you just kind of did a feature full set the whole way through. And you're kind of the main act if you're hosting, because we try to make it like, the host should be the star of the mic. So any little knickknacks you want to do like on the screen and stuff, we're like, just tell us. We'll kind of do like, we threw moist on the screen for men. Because she was like, it just looks funny. And we just like throw it up. And then Hillary's right behind her. Was like, can I put pussy up there? And we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I wanted you to host that Mars Hill show. I'm like, it's a new thing. I don't want to start with I want the best comedian on the show hosting. So like right out of the gate, maximum chance for them to go, this was a good choice to be here. Like if the host is like new, sometimes people will put a new comedian up for like a host set, and people paid, and they're just like, what
depends on like the comic.
What
like
did I pay for?
Like we did Jeffrey Amos, I think that's how you say the last name, at the Peel, and it was me, Mackenzie, Sarah, and Clay. And he had picked Mackenzie to host, and Mackenzie wasn't feeling too well. And I was like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then he was like, how should we go for the lineup? And I just went, Mackenzie, me, Sarah, Clay. Because I knew Mackenzie would do well. My energy would be high enough to get it like Sarah over. Sarah would push it up here, and then Clay has the time to do what he wants. And then it should go like that. That's the building of a show. Like, and I felt like good pride in that, because he was like, you kind of knew that quickly. I was like, I've done comedy with them. I know how to build this show. I can
And,
build a
and
show
with those
Chili's
4 people
if I
too,
want.
it's like, I've been.
And she killed too, but it was like she was like, I don't know if they're gonna like me, and I was like, you're going to murder.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of an all weird crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, Mackenzie's such a genius.
Yeah,
But it's
she killed. And
I've loved all you guys' videos too. I assume that's where all those videos y'all are posting from.
Clay did
the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hell of a show.
That's the one thing too. It's just like trying to get. I always say you need evidence that you kill, otherwise nobody's going to believe you. It's an old Jay-Z line. He said, "Nobody believes you. We need more people."
Yeah.
And it's just like you need to have proof. Like after 10 years, you're like, all right, I need to have something to it.
And for the last 3 years, I've accumulated like all these pod clips, and like I have all the content too. So I'm like, if I could figure out, the Meta Ad Manager is a fucking beast. I'm a computer nerd. Like and I'm like, oh my god, I can see why. And then you're trying to go like, all right, everybody within this age, 25 to 65, near Charlotte.
But then I start like,
here's a bunch of things.
like when I start doing the memes with it though, that's what like really got me into like people watching and trying to sell tickets that way too. I went back to the tourist stadium for work because I wanted to learn how to like resell. Like I work in a box office, and I just wanted to learn how to resell tickets to a mass group of people in bulk, so I can just be like, hey, this job. Hey, if I'm in Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium, y'all got employees? Y'all need something to do after work? That's a cult. That's not a cult, but like a place where a bunch of people are commencing and they may want to do something after work. So hitting those places up instead of just like open online places, like show my face in places.
Yeah.
Like on Wednesday, like for promo starts for disclaimer probably on Sunday or Monday. Like today I'll go and like post on all the Facebook threads, the events here. So go through every local place like that. Like if I go out of town, I would do the same thing to promote myself like I would disclaimer. Like a week ahead, promote my show on all the social media.
You guys boost a little, or you just do organic?
If it's a big show, the fact that we do it every Wednesday, we try not to boost and try to get that to be organic.
Yeah.
And let like word of mouth kind of take that one up. But if we're doing like a Joe show, like Zimmerman's last show we did, we boosted that one. Like me and Carrie paid for that one because that's like kind of the ones we want to like showcase that like. The mic is the mic. It's not supposed to be good. The fact it's good is fucking hilarious. But the fact that we're like, okay, yeah, this is a train wreck, but also a beautiful art train wreck that it is of a jam session.
And the bad parts make it.
Yeah. And so it's like, but
beautiful.
When we do the bigger show, that's our crowning jewel. Like that's what we try to host it up. It's like as much as it's our favorite stepchild, but and then at main times it's the main child. The bigger shows are trying to what we're showcasing. Like, okay, we know what we're doing now. And sets the precedent. So it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to boost those up. Same way out of town, I would boost that up. Then I go and me and Carrie go put up posters. So when we grab men in Austin now, they help us put up posters and stuff. And then we have little tickets.
Some good hires.
I prayed
people
for them.
that kind of have their shit together.
I prayed for them. I took 2 years. Thank you, Jesus, comedy God. And then even in teaching them like what we do for promotion, they're like, wow, you guys really do a lot. And it was like, it's a lot, but it's like kind of what you should be doing if you kind of want that base level of like audience members. Like it's a free show. So like, and also the idea of people coming like, oh, I can go up. That gets people like, anybody can go up.
And you don't have that cap on the time anymore, which is huge.
So, but it's like same thing. You're still pitching to the comedy. Like if I was out of town, it was my headlining show. I'm going to have Charlotte jokes. So I'm going to those are my throwaways for those.
Yeah.
So I would go literally make a feed or something like that for just Charlotte people. Or if I'm in because especially for the smaller towns, it doesn't take much. Because I'd like to compare like Kill Tony. Kill Tony used to be in L.A.
Yeah.
It didn't work. He took it to, it's not you wouldn't compare it like it's a smaller city, but it's a smaller city to Austin.
Yeah.
It's literally like if you were like, oh, Asheville shows suck. Let me go to Hendersonville. And Hendersonville sold out because it's half of the town is now catering.
That's what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to be greedy. I'm not trying to be like, here I come, New York. I'm like,
oh, no, you can.
Let's see if 40 people in Hendersonville.
Yeah. But it's like you shouldn't be looking at like the open mic or like that's going to be your big break. That's like I said, it's just practice. Like New York is just up there with a better set of practicers. Like when I went to New York and did an audition, I remember one time it blew my mind. After the mic, it was like all the black comics were outside. We were like outside. It was a Creek in the Cave when Creek in the Cave was still in New York. And we're all outside and we were like outside till like 2. And nobody says anything about an audition. And we're like, all right, y'all, see you in the morning. It's like my second week there. And I was like, all right, cool. And I had an audition at NBC the next morning. I go up there. It's all in the black comics from the night before, and we all realized we were typecasted as shit, and none of us were rooting for each other. I said, you know how hateful it is to see a bunch of motherfuckers like you not rooting for you, going for the same thing?
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, this is a big audition.
Yeah.
Everything. It's not a big show. Like I said, your open mic is competing with Broadway. Why should I come see you if I can go see Broadway? You might want to come see me because I can do a train wreck. Broadway can't. That would be the difference. But it's always a giant audition. So I always say the bigger cities, the audition, the little cities where you can really get your following and make your money at, because those would be the people. If you shut down a city for a no-name comic, you're probably a good city for me.
Yeah, and I mean, just embracing the weird Southern thing of it, like the idea that New York or L.A. or Austin is at the end of it. It's like
the fact that Austin is a
doing
pinnacle
that.
now.
So it's like
Austin.
Maybe there could be a new my pinnacle doesn't have to be.
No,
it can be like just the Southeast. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, it can be its own thing.
40 or 50 people. Anybody got kids? Hey, it was worth $20.
And it's always going to be the two cities. It's always going to be two, and I always say the third city kind of changes. Sometimes the Chicago goes back to being a default city. That's how you got Derek in Chicago. So it's like
New
York,
middle one.
New York is always going to be New York. LA is always going to be LA. And then so at one time it was Portland. Portland was Austin before Austin. Like when I was coming up, Portland was that everybody was moving to Portland. That's how you get Funches outside Portland. He broke out of there and got that.
Yeah.
So it's just like
you could feel it in his comedy too. It's weird.
Yeah. And so that's why I was like, you see that. And then after Portland, I think Seattle had a run. Seattle had a good scene for a while. And it always changes out. So now I see Austin. Austin's just like the third city that's just now everybody's just like, this is the biggest one. And we're like,
that's a big monster we've never seen before.
And I'm just like, give it that bubble. It's like the .com bubble of the 2000s. It's like that's going to burst in a minute, but it's going to be an amazing burst when it happens.
Yeah, I mean that's why I think it makes more sense to kind of just stay. Like I love this place. I'm not leaving. I got a house. Just like whatever. Maybe this place never becomes has its 15 minutes of fame, but just being here for the long.
It's just like
the long haul.
I don't think you have to go unless you're really working on a project. Like if you're working on it, like if somebody went to New York, it was like. Looking at it with hindsight, I'd have waited till I had like a solid, like I had like an hour. It wasn't solid in my mind. But if I'd had like an extra hour and I had a project that I was working on, that's when you go to the bigger cities. If you're just going up there trying to do like an audition, then you need to give them something to manage. You can't just go up there and be like, pick me. It's like 10,000s of you. Like, why should I pick you?
And it's like this idea that like, you can come up with a good hour before you do it 50 times. It's like, I have an hour's worth of jokes, but I mean, I don't feel like I can get up and say them all and have it be
it wasn't
flow
flowing.
And be good.
That's why I was like,
so I need to do it bad. And I want to do it like medium good in Hendersonville and Mars Hill. But then if I can do it 50 times, I think it probably could be a pretty strong hour.
It's just like you have to cheat. In the South, I would say, because we don't get that many opportunities, so you have to cheat it. So that's why I was like hosting. I will always, like back in the day, like Cody will tell you, like, I hosted everything for like 3 years. I tried to, just to cheat and get that time because I knew I was going to get right back up. So if I failed that first time, it didn't matter. That's why I was like, my confidence in hosting is like, I don't give a shit. You're going to see me again, and I'll probably kill the second time. I'm just literally just trying to get on base for this one, and so, so it's like those moments helped me out so much. So by the time I did get that like 45 like consistently for a while, I was just like, no, it's just a host, it's a longer host set. But I watched the whole show as a headliner. Found the little stuff in between, and then like I said, I broke it down to a math problem. I was like, I have an hour of material. I don't have to do the whole hour.
But you've got it, and you can find the right pieces
to do it. So it's just like, even if what they give me, like I don't like to do crowd work, but if they give me something to that, I don't have to go in my bag as much, so I can just stretch it out. So my hours are really long. So I always look at people, I'm like, they're like, I have 15. I'm like, you probably have 30 if you slow down and then let the laughs in between.
Slowing down's hard. Still trying to do
the script. That's why I was like, go act, because it slows you down. Because then you'll realize it's like why you say certain words, why you do that, and then you'll learn the inflections of that. It's like the reason I say this is because that, and then you'll be like, oh, that's a pause. I need to take a pause here, so let that settle. Yeah. Like now I'm into.
I just wasn't giving them time to.
To process it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like in acting, you'll learn very quickly of like less is more. Mm-hmm. Like now, like I learned the difference between like an album and a special. Like if I'm doing a special, I'm working my face. So like now the jokes I'm really working on is like reactions, stopping, pause. Because that's the difference between an album and a special. Is like you can do all your physical stuff or like stuff like that in the special so they can see. And then the album should just be the jokes,
the
like
sounds,
sounds, yeah, and then the crowd reaction like that. But then even in the little parts, like Mitch Hedberg, I'll always go back to Mitch Hedberg's. Oh my God, it's the album with the CDs.
Oh yeah, is that the one where is it the Strategic Grill?
Yeah,
the one with the upright bass player.
It's like that, or like Patrice's Mr. P album, because it's like there's certain moments in there where it's like you get to imagine it. It's not moments where you have to imagine the whole thing, but there's certain parts where he's like Tolo,
yeah.
It's like, and it's just like
he stops everything, and it's just a long.
You can imagine, and it's like you get to add that to the comedy. I was like, that's the kind of comedy I want to make. It's like it sets you up, but then you get to take that fourth wall breaking part, and it's like, oh, that's fun.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like writing a sketch. You know, if I wrote enough sketches that were good, I would want to do a full movie. And it's like if I'm writing short stories, you want to eventually do a novel. So I feel like I've done like 1,000 little sets, and now I want to try to do a novel. I want to try to just see.
You should do that. You should
do the out, like see if you can stay up there and talk about your life and do like the full scale. Because it's like when you get it all on the whiteboard, you have to find new material between. It's like kids, the technology.
We got to connect it,
and then you got and the connecting. Like sometimes the best stuff comes out of the connecting.
Have you watched the Saturday Night Live movie?
No, it's on my
It's
list.
on Netflix. It's very funny because it's like working in there and then like seeing how that like process like work, and then you actually see it like in that, and you're like, oh yeah, it's like Chris Rock has the same way too. It's the sticky notes. I have all these ideas up here, but then this is basically my bank.
Yeah.
How much money am I lending out to it, and then how can I form out an hour? So it's like I don't have to give up all my millions. I just got to give up a little bit to make pay for the crowd exchange, as I say.
Meaning, like he's not going to use all of them for this special. He's just going to find the best.
That's why
patterns.
Every show will feel different, but he's still going to know what he's trying to hit for his project. That's why I was like, at the end of 10, you should be like, all right, am I doing an album or a special? And that's what it be.
I like to do the special. I mean, the when you're talking about faces and stuff, that's hard.
But then
me.
you can add to like.
I need to be more deliberate. Choreography.
But then you got to make it special, because it shouldn't be just like, oh, this is all my material and I can tell it in order. That's not special. That's your job. That's what you're supposed to do.
I feel like those tricks work for short sets.
Yeah,
but the long
15,
set,
30.
You need like you need a cohesive, like it needs like, what is it, like the special actually needs to be like have certain themes.
It should feel like your favorite teacher teaching you.
Yeah,
like your favorite teacher in school. I would say good comedy hits like your favorite. It's not because you don't realize your favorite teacher doesn't feel like a teacher.
Yeah,
but it's like you're learning, especially as that
you're
time
coming to see them. Part of it is
but it's like you're like, fine, if I got to do all this other shit, this motherfucker, and then you feel good. And I was like, my favorite teachers were like stand-up comics to me, because they could make it funny, be relatable, be themselves, and it didn't come off as teaching. Like I used to hate a show that used to trick me into learning. Like I'm like, wait, Magic School Bus about learn? Wait, I thought we was just going inside people. I thought we was just doing experiments. Like I didn't know we was just So it's just like when you trick me into learning, I'm like, oh, you motherfucker. Like Neil Brennan has one, Blocks. His Blocks one is like, to this day I go back and watch that. Like he even has like a certain song from like an artist where you can only get it on that special. So even if you want that song, you have to go that. He's never released it, so you got to go back. That keeps people. That was like a smart thing. I was like, oh yeah, if you have connection, like Eddie Murphy's next album or special should have like a Michael Jackson song that no one can get that he just gave to him.
That kind of sounds like Bo Burnham. I don't know if he did that the same, but just doing things that haven't been.
Yeah, he's the new Bigfoot though.
He's
the new Bigfoot. Bo. You haven't seen Bo since COVID. Think about that.
Since he did that weird.
Blew up. Ain't seen him since COVID.
Is he making movies now?
No, he's just chilling. Last thing I saw him do, he was directing comedy specials. He did like Gerard's. I think he did Rothaniel for Gerard. He directed that.
Chris Rock's.
Yeah, he did And so I was like, that's the cool thing for me. Is like as a comic, like I would love to do that. Like direct someone.
Yeah.
Like me and Cody, I'm like, I direct the next one. He's like, we'll talk about it. And I was like, no, I want it. Like, cause that's like fun for me, especially if it's your friends. Like I was like, if I had a goal in the actual comedy scene, it's like we all come together to do art special.
Oh yeah.
Like we all just have art, and then we're like, fuck you, this is killing. Y'all do not understand. This is the bar for us. If he does well, we all do well.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that is like. The podcast is a little bit of that. Like, I'll make a clip for you, but like, I mean, if I can figure out meta ads and how to, if one of us can know how to do that, I think that's going to be
cheat the system.
Good.
If we have 30 comics, you tell all 30 comics just, hey, like this, it'll push it forward. Like that's one thing I do miss.
But I'm trying to do like run them in a place where nobody knows me.
Yeah.
So it's this crazy.
We're just you're trying to grow a following.
First you run. I just learned this thing. First you run cold ads. You're just like, here's podcast clips. Here's blah blah blah, and you spend like a few dollars, like $2 a day, and then you like find your winner. Like, all right, Charlotte liked me joking about CDs in the '90s. You're
going back to the sticky notes. So you're going to see this one. That's how I figured out my meme following so fast, because I was like, once I start putting it on carousels, I would look at it and be like, which one got the most likes? What about this? What did they like?
Yeah, right.
Now let me tap into that, and then it would just grow into that.
Because Mars Hill's like liking some whole other thing.
Yeah.
And then what I was doing is I was going like, I'm coming there. Click for the tickets. And it's like, no. You hit it like you don't even try to.
You trick them to where it's not. You're not selling because
the first time they see you, never be selling to them. I was like, I didn't know that like 4 days ago. I'm like, well, that makes sense because it's almost insulting. You're like, give me your money. You're like, I've never even fucking heard of you. So it's supposed to feel like, ooh, this guy's face again. I kind of like him. Oh, he's coming next week.
Yeah, it's like I grew up with a lot of MTV, and it's very sad to see it like go as a network. But I always said my ads need to be, imagine them on MTV, and they're trying to get over on MTV. You can't just be out like a '90s kid MTV, like buy my shit. And I'm like, who the fuck is this prick? I'm not buying that.
Yeah, it's kind of
you got to trick them. Yeah, it's like Beavis and Butthead sold merch at the end of the show. It's like that's how you'll get them. So it's just like, oh yeah, you like this? Then at the end, like even if I do memes now, I put all the memes up front, then the poster disclaimer at the end, so it feels like I'm not selling you like off gate because I've put it up front. No one fucking clicks on it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's immediately a sell.
That's so rookie, and is to be like, well, you guys should support me. It's like, why should we? You have to put yourself in their position. That's the great thing about hosting and running shows and trying to email people as you start to go like, oh yeah, like. Why would they care about me?
Yeah,
like,
you got to.
What do they want? And you got to put yourself in other people's. Because at first stand up is just kind of like just trying to do it, but then trying to get other people to laugh. I don't know. It's this whole journey of like, it's kind of a journey of empathy in a way. I mean, even though it's kind of narcissist in one way, it's also like it needs to be for them.
Yeah, you're always going to be the crying clown.
Yeah,
like the painting, like you're always going to be that. So it's just like, wow, you're like painted up to the gills, but you're still like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And it's working.
They have to relate to your tears,
and that's usually what it is. Because it's like a lot of comics are like, I'm not like a lot of new comics now. Like they be like, it's not clicking yet. And I'm like, okay, you're at that phase where it's like you know how to say it now into a microphone. You know how to say sentences into a microphone. Now you got to work on the connection with the audience, and that's when I would say like, hey, go to acting because you'll learn how to connect with the audience through someone else's words, and someone else's will be like, this is step forward here, and you'll be like, okay, when I step forward here, what does that mean? Because then you're like, what's my motive? Like, is every terrible actor, what's my motivation? What's my motivation? And so now you'll learn what's your motivation behind some of these words and that you say, and you'll be like, wait, if I showed up for somebody else and did they work, I'll show up on time for mine, know how to hit mine. So now you take that anxiety where you used to have like, oh, what am I going to say? Is it going to go well? I don't give a fuck. I know what I'm doing now. And that's when you're playing with house money. Then you can go a little bit more and a little bit less into your bag a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Do you have like when you do stand up, do you have motivation in mind? Is it
destroy
before just
destroy? I'm always been programmed since the Tomato Tuesday mic is break glass in case of emergency. Peter go up. So I would say like that's I had to go to therapy for that. I was like, my comedy trauma is always just like, be ready. You ain't got to get ready. And so it's just like, Peter, 2 more than you. Peter, 1 more than you. Peter, you're next. So that's how my brain always works. But then at the same time, like I said, it's like always been a heist movie to me. I'm like, I already got the blueprint. I know how to bust out this house. I just show me where to exit at. Cool. I can weave it through my set.
Moving around the little things on the board before.
Yeah. Now it's fun. Now it's just like doing it with like Min and Austin and Cloud and Alex. Now it's just like watching them go through certain processes and then learning like I have to coach them. I can't lead them.
Yeah.
Like I have to like.
You're the mentor now.
Yeah. It's like, that's the funny thing too. It's just like.
Carrie's just like Luke Skywalker on the island. He's just like, look, well, I'm just kind of.
Well, it's like Burks was like, you're like, the guy that does who owns MMA, I forgot his
Billy
name.
Corgan?
No, Billy does NWA.
That's right.
Yeah, that's NWA. Same thing though. So it's like if I was Billy Corgan who owns like NWA National Wrestling Alliance, he's like, I was like, yeah, but I can wrestle. Like I can still get in. He's like, I can coach everybody very well. But I was like, at the same time, I was like, no, I can go and I can go well.
Whoop some ass.
Yeah, I can still get in there. It's like he's like, oh, you're like Vince. I was like, no. But it's just almost like being able to like coach people through it and then letting them like, I can't lead you to get past this. I can just say, hey, this is what I did. This is what I did. Be aware of this situation. You'll have to jump over that yourself, but it's fun to see them like jump hurdles very quickly, get used to stuff, and like picking it up to where I'm like, yep, 2 years will be your pirate ship. This will be all yours.
It's a great crew. I mean, it's like I can't believe how good. I'm like, some of these people are going to stick around.
Yeah, Carrie looked at me.
People that have their shit together.
The day Carrie looked at me, he was like, I'm pulling out now. He was like, you're going to have to go get a team. And I was like, fuck. And I looked at Cody. Cody was like, I'm moving. And I was like, shit. And so, lo and behold,
Blaine's like, I had another baby.
Blaine's got a
Sorry.
baby. Yeah. And so that's when it was up on me because Carrie was like, we'll kill it. And I was like, that's when it left me. And I was like, I respect disclaimer too much to like not let it die on my watch. Like it'll be out of my hands. So I'll be like,
yeah.
It was like, it's a home for us. I always say it's like the Underground Railroad for like this route up in the Southeast. It's a light at the end of the comedy show. It's like, you can come here on Wednesdays, y'all. Y'all know it's safe here on Wednesdays. Yeah. You can come do this on Wednesdays. So I was like, that's a lot of home for a lot of comics. So I was like, comedy guys will give me a team. And then lo and behold, I remember the first day I knew it was going to be Austin was the day of the storm. The day I picked Austin was during Helene. It was like the night of. Like the next day, like Helene hits everything. But the Wednesday before, we're like in the music hall. And we're like, should we do it? And it's pouring.
He's holding a lantern.
Yeah, well, no, he's like, I'm in the car.
The Lord has
just give me the notice. And I was like, and at the time he lived like far fuck. I was like, he drove here. And so, like, that's when I knew he was, like, kind of devoted for it. So I just looked at that devotion.
He's pure of heart.
Yeah. It was like, yeah. Well, it's like, I'm reading, once, like, Carrie told me that, I started reading a lot of stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff. Like, I got Mel Brooks's autobiographical.
Oh, shit. I'll have to check that out.
It's a very good one.
I love
like,
reading those.
And I got that one, and I got, like, Pat Riley's book of when he coached the Lakers. Of like trying to manage egos after championships.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
Like, disclaimer was, like, getting in mind. I was like, okay. Trying to manage, like he always talks about the disease of me. It's like after you start winning the championship, you're like, what? I need my cut. I need that. And so when Carrie's like, go pick your team, I was looking for the opposite of that. And I was like, it's not any disease of me in Austin right there. That dude's just like, hey, can I go up? I'll put chairs away. I was like, that's young Peter right there. I'm just trying to get these jokes off.
I mean, that is, humility, serving the greater good. I mean, it is the greatest quality you can have in life. And then, but also being confident enough to get up there and try your thing. Having both is a rare, special thing.
And it's cool that we have like, it's a bunch of us because that's all we knew is like it's a community comedy ran type of thing. So it's just like they all have their own perspectives and stuff. And it's like, it's not been, I don't think we've had a moment even with the new team, even with me and Carrie, we've never had like arguments of like, this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be. We're always just like,
you're out of line.
Yeah. We're always just like, all right, let's try it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's way more welcoming than
I really can't see you and Carrie get the shouting match.
Like the most we do is be like, I don't think that's going to work. And then be like, man, we'll see. And that's like always our friendship to this day. It's just like, all right, let's try it out.
Yeah.
And where most people like freak out about like trying stuff out, we're like, we'll be here next Wednesday.
Experimentation.
Yeah.
I mean, comedy teaches you so much about life because that's how you got to run your 4-minute sets. It's like you got to just try shit that might not work. You don't know what's going to work.
Yeah.
That's the amazing
thing. But then use
about
other little elements to like help you out and things that you like. Like I posted a clip this morning. It was like Norm talking about Chris Farley like being able to fall and how Chris would fall. He was like, Chris didn't put his hands out when he fell. So he's like, he had no sense of like taking care of himself. And I was like, that's bullshit. I was like, I watch a lot of pro wrestling. You can fall. Chris was a fan of wrestling. Like, you can tell through his shit, he just knew how to fall. Like, Hulk Hogan said, he was like, I can fall in a fucking grocery store and never hurt myself ever again. And I was like, that element of that he used in his comedy to further that. So I'm always saying,
illusion. It's like a magic trick.
When you're in a rut, take something that you love to where it does not put you in a rut, bring it into your comedy, and that unlocks everything else.
Yeah.
I was telling people like they're like, I'm in a writer's block. I'm like, go do something out of the realm.
Yeah.
And then once you bring it back, you'll be like, oh, this I can see it again. Like it's like looking at your old jokes after you retire them, and you come back to them, you're like, oh, I know how to do this.
I can make some of these work now.
And then you're like, who is this genius that gave me all this? Oh, thank you, pass me.
Yeah, I mean that's Eddie Murphy said something just last night. We watched the second chunk, and he was like, I'm not. I'm an artist who expresses himself in many
different. When he said that, I was like,
yes, because
oh my god,
in my small way, I'm like, I'm a musician. I'm trying to tell jokes, run a podcast. It's like, yeah, if you get stuck on one thing, go do another. Like that's the best artists are always like that.
You know,
that's
what you try to max out.
He's an artist. Don't put him into a box.
That's what it was like. Me and Hannibal talk about that. It's like because he had the first hour, he's still trying to master both of those. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna take a while. Especially it was like he came in the music part kind of later.
Oh yeah,
and so it's like and so it's like it's kind of like being a comedian younger. It's like you start off younger, you're like, I'm do this. It's like when you come into music late and you finally get it, you're like, I ain't got that much time. I got to do all this now. Like you said, it's like this, I got to get it done. This album got to come out now. So it's just like,
and you've learned all the shit from the other thing too.
And so you're blending. And so he doesn't. And so it's like, I remember the first time we did it, he was like, he came on stage, he was like, damn, that was long as hell. It made me laugh. And that's when I realized I was like, he's an artist. And then when Murph said it, I was like, oh, we're always going to be artists.
Yeah.
But the one thing about it is like doing the behind the scenes stuff is just like, don't let me get me too. Don't be like too into my artistry. Like know what I want, know what I needs to be hit, and then just hit it, and then the rest will fall when they may. And when you put yourself in a new medium like that, and you're willing to embarrass yourself again, that's so good because there's the tendency to be like, I'm going to go to Vegas and just do the same hour forever because it works. Yeah. And that's when you start to rot as an artist because you're playing it safe. And I'm like, it's the same thing as like I think I listened to one where you and Ryan were talking about y'all were riding, and he was talking about what if they know my jokes. And I was like, a musician doesn't worry about that. Musicians like, I love this song. Yeah. And I was like, why do we have that stigma? I was like, even though we will repeat each other's famous jokes to other people, we're scared. What? That's great. Yeah. But even then, what do musicians do when you come to the show? They remix the song. They slow it down. They add something else. New tags. Yeah, new tags. Different key. So if you put in that on the internet, I'm like, that's the basics. It's going to be back the basics. If you put a little bit more in, it'll get a little bit more, but it's always going to do what you put into it. Yeah, and it should. I feel like your act should be like a living thing. Like if there's a clip of me doing a joke a year ago, I should not be delivering it the same way. If I'm still doing it, not even like it should be. Yeah, it should be something that pacing at least minimum should be slowed down. Yeah, like if I was yelling it, now I'm kind of whispering it or something. Yeah, I forgot what joke I put on there, and one of my Sahil hit me up. He's like, "You put that one on there?" I was like, "Oh, that joke is evolutionized. That's like I've got callbacks that I need to put in that joke. That joke fits in this chunk here." And it, depending on what the chunk is, it can morph into this. That callback can go here. It's just me and my Rolodex. And they're like, all right, put this one here, this one here. Oh, I remember that one. That one connects to this one. And then I'll look back from that and be like, oh, that felt good as an hour. Can I do that again? Yeah. And then trying to like have it be consistency. Yeah, that's the hardest part being in the Southeast is we don't get to consistently do it. So that's why I would say you got to cheat and find a way. I want to be a part of that because I mean, when y'all started the mic, it was like there was nothing. I've been saying this on the pod recently. If you had a map of the U.S. and you put little pins in, here's where you can do comedy. Yeah, like there'd be like only Asheville and Greenville. Yeah. But now it's like there is more. Yeah. So it's like that's why I always tell people I'm like grab that fucking map. Let's get that circuit. Put every comic that you know. Like in Asheville, I'm on a lot of people's maps. And so they'll still keep in touch with me just because they want to keep that. And they're like, what's up with this? I'm like, you know where I'm at on Wednesday. Yeah. If you give me enough heads up, we can plan something for the weekend. But then that's like so hard to get moving. Like I think you're figuring that out now. It's like, trying to get all these dots in order is hard as shit. Yeah. I mean, I can't do what I'm doing now for that much longer, but I'm hoping it starts to have like the momentum starts to happen. That's why I was like, you're at the part where I was like, you're at the part where you're giving everything something myself. Yeah, you're giving someone something to manage. Yeah. So now you have given them you have a podcast. B, you do stand up. You got a dry bar special coming out, and then you're low key probably should be working on your next one. Booking and advertising has become a huge fucking, and that's what the manager will be for like doing that. Like you said, it's like you have to be on their ass every day. You really can't do that because you have to go create every day. You got to go do the show every day. It's too much. It's too much in 24 hours, and you got kids, and you got a wife. It's kind of hard to crunch that in. Like it's hard for me, and I don't have no kid, no wife, and I don't have no time of the day. So it's just like when you give the manager that's who will do that. But you got to give them like, hey, I got this much material. I've done it this year. I want to do, let's say, like cruise work. Go find all, like you said, you looked at those little mini theaters. Look at all them damn cruise lines. Yeah. Tell me who's doing what. I don't care if it's what you need me to be clean. I can do clean. You can do that. So it's just you figuring out what you need, the financial part. And then after that, get in front of that crowd, record it. You give it to as I say, the internet's just a giant public access radio now. Like that's all TikTok is. Instagram is just public access radio. Yeah. What are you adding to your channel to get more people there? And so they'll be like, oh, look at I'm on a cruise. They can follow you through that. And then you can be like, hey, yo, I'm on a cruise now. You can show the behind the scenes part. And then your manager should be like, okay, yep.
Showing the behind the scenes, that is, trying to get more of that in there too.
I
Like,
love
get the whole like
scenes.
adventure with. You don't have to even be funny, but it's
I used to watch
come along with me for the ride.
Do you remember the show that used to come on MTV called MTV Diary?
No.
It used to be a show. They would sit with a musician.
90s, 2000s.
He used to come on.
My parents blocked it. MTV.
Really?
Yeah.
Me and my friends were talking about this.
I had it till I was like
fight for
13,
television.
and then it was the best channel. It was the only good channel. My parents were like,
fight for my mom to get Cartoon Network on the packet, because you remember like the channel package. My mom was like, I'm not paying for this fucking package. Peter, you ain't gonna watch any. I was like, but I need Boomerang and Cartoon Network now. They used to have a thing called MTV Diary, and it was one of my favorite shows because it would show like a very hot musician at the time and then show you their month process of going to something or working on a video or like that. So you would see them be like one of my favorite ones was like Aaliyah before she had passed. She had did one, and it was just like her getting ready to go die, because it's like the Rock the Boat was like where the music video where she dies at, and it's her prep to that. But then you see like so much stuff that went into that video, and you're like, oh wow, it's not just splat out like most comics. It was like somebody came to the mic and it was like, they're doing the same bits. They're doing. It's like, yeah. Oh, you don't know the lay of the land yet. Yeah, like you don't know how this works. It's like,
thank God people know that now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes,
But this is the dark ages of information.
And still, most people don't, because I was like, this is a guy who came to Mike. He was like, he's still doing the same material. I was like, oh, people still don't know. As much as comedy is mainstream and the light is still on it, there is still like a shed that has not really been.
I do worry that I'm gonna get somebody with one of my ads, and they're gonna come to the show and they're gonna be like, I heard this one before. Like,
oh no, that's why I say you remix it. It's like,
remix it, and it's only a few. It's only just a few points.
Yeah, but then that's when I learned how to tell it different ways: shorter, faster, longer, and it just depends on like what set I'm doing. Like if I have an out of town set and I have an Asheville set, I have a Atlanta set, I have every city I go to, I try to fit like me if I lived in that city. Like how I am in Asheville, very comfortable because it's my hometown. I try to be as comfortable I am as the city. Like when Murphy said in the document, man, we quote it so much now. When he said,
"Oh, it's great. It's in the air." Right
it's
now.
like he said when it's like when they pull up a new car and you see the blemish on the car, he said, "Hey, that's got a spot right there."
Right.
And I said, "That's how my brain always works. It's just to find the spot in the room that everyone
the
else
fastest
sees."
One to
where so it's like I don't pick.
That freaks me out because I try to be. I'm slow. Like I know I'm not the fast, so I'm like, fuck it.
Well, it's
is
just
that
like,
what it?
well, it's just like it's not even that. It's like I'll do that just because it's like I have a little brother, and my sister was like, Peter's always gonna be funny because he's a little brother.
Yeah.
And so I always just like it's little shit. I was just walking around like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like in my brain, I'm always a little kid reacting to it. Yeah. And so, but even me going, what the fuck is? There's somebody in there who's like, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And then that sets the energy of the mood to where you can have 15 maxes out there with that joy, and that's what it should be. It's just like, oh, good crowd, good energy, and then I can play. It's still scripted. I'm still doing a very good acting job right now. Like if a casting director would saw me, they would go, you should do voice work, you should do this, you should do that. They can see what I'm trying to mold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how Eddie's like walking through the movies too in order. You could see that like each one, like Beverly Hills Cop, just the fact that there's a black guy taking charge and like not just being a sidekick, but then with each, like all the way to Nutty Professor playing everybody, that like each one
he should have got Oscar.
It's like after that, right?
Yeah, the Nutty Professor one is like to this day I was like he should have got. He played everybody.
Like every time he did a movie after that, everybody was like, "Shit, we can do that," and then it was just different forever. But he kept doing it. Yeah,
because I think that's the greatest thing. Like I learned too is like that's how me and Carrie become friends, because I was doing new material every week at the mic, and he was like, you're gonna repeat material. I was like, we can do that. I love when my brain opens that way, because then it's a whole new world.
I love seeing like went back to the third room, and it was like the room was dialed in. There's new people helping out, and then there was like the new comics I hadn't seen yet. There was like 3 or 4 new people.
Yeah, the new people. Yeah.
They're excited, and I was like, yes, like being around new. Yeah, it's like because they're gonna do something different every week because they don't have like solid bits yet.
Yeah, and so that's
that
what
makes
we're
me
like,
go, all right, I can't be just getting up here being like I recently turned 39 because like. They show you that like
well, it's like it's going to be a level of real.
New.
It will get you out of your script. It's like Andre 3000 had a song on like I think it's on the Love Below, and he's like, you got to take your cool off. A lot of comics think they're very cool. Like if I tell a comic to go do improv, I'm too cool. I'm too cool for that. But I was like, improv, you have to take your cool off.
Oh yeah.
It's
there's nothing cool about improv.
Yeah. It's like you have to make it cool. You're trying to make it like that. So it's like, but then that flexes that muscle of like, I'm gonna get this over no matter how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
So when you come back to stand up with that muscle, no matter what you write, you're like, oh, I just fucking acted like a fish for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I can do whatever I want and got that over. That means I can get this over. So I always tell people like, when you're stuck in stand up, go to the other rooms of comedy. And you'll be fine. And you'll come back to this room and be like, oh, I just need to clean up.
Yeah, man, I love that. I love that theme that keeps coming back. Like, if you're blocked on comedy, do something else. Like, the only time I've taken off like 6-ish months from comedy in the last 10 years was when I got these drums and I just played drums for. It's all I wanted to do. I played in Baby George's band for a while, and but then
how was that not a sketch? Just 5 comics in a band. That is hilarious.
Baby George's band, that was crazy. But
Larry on keys.
Larry would have to be on keys.
Larry on keys.
Like School of Rock. Or something.
I'm paying money for this sketch right now. I will invest in this.
But I came back to comedy like so much more excited, and I was like, I mean, it's still just like it's rhythm, it's tone, it's kind of the same. Like you can take things from one thing and put it in your comedy.
Yeah, it's a whole. That's why I was like, I do
acting, improv, drums. I mean, it's just do some other shit.
Like Wednesday, I'm not going to be. I'll be there this Wednesday, but next Wednesday I have to go to wrestling because that's what I do freelance, right? Sometimes. And so I have to go to next year. I'll be on the road a little bit more, so I won't be there much. But then I'm taking like a lot of wrestling stuff into my comedy because I'm like, it's the same thing. I just like it. It just makes it fun for me.
Do you what do you do? Do you just watch the wrestling shows?
Yeah, I write articles about storylines and like tag teams and like actual behind the scenes stuff, like injuries and stuff like that. So it's like, and now they kind of want me to be like kind of more in front of the cam.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's dust this off. So
that'll fit nicely with
the stand-up muscle will help because I'm cool with the microphone already.
Yeah.
Cool with on jokes already. Cool with improv people, and it's something I actually enjoy doing, and I know a lot about it that is not comedy. I just need to add a little comedy into it. So much easier.
I'm like, the bar is so low.
And I was like, I'm gonna kill this little 20% that y'all want me to do. I can do 40% of this, really.
That's like being a musician again now. It's like, I just have to say one little kind of funny thing. The bar is so low for being funny. Versus like every word has to be funny in stand up.
Oh, Thune taught me that. Nick Thune taught me that.
Oh yeah,
Thune.
Yeah, you turned me on to him. I checked him out with the.
Oh yeah, he's
doing the guitar thing
popped
for a
back
minute.
up. He's kind of like a Bo Burnham of like goes away kind of 5 years and comes back, but then it's like it's still the guitar.
Yeah,
like it's always been that.
Yeah,
and when Thune came, Cody hated Thune. He was like, Cody was going through a hard patch of comedy at that moment. He was like working on new jokes, so he didn't really care for Thune that weekend. But Thune taught me how to keep time in my brain. And then at the time I was like, I'll never learn how to do that. Now I look, Austin's doing it now, and I was like, look at my little white son over here keeping time already. And it's like, because I was like, at the time when you do the mic, like you'll see me at the mic on Third Room, and you'll see me kind of like when the comic's on, and I'll like watch a little bit, and then I got to go do something else. But I always try to come back like by the end, and I'm like, this motherfucker's been on for like 4:30. 4:30. The light. Why is that light not on? It's like because I know it. And then I was like, one day it hit me. I was like, oh fuck, Thune put that curse on me. That's gonna be on me forever now. I'm always gonna know time that way.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
You know exactly how many more seconds left you have to live.
Yeah.
But you can use it to perform.
But then I say that's when I'm robbing the bank. I was like, that's police will be here in 5.
Yeah.
You got 5 to clean up. That's why I was like, if you see me on stage and someone's like, when do you want the light? Most comments be, I want like a 2-minute light. I'm like 5. You can tell me my light because I'm always going to come back to the 5.
Yeah.
So I'll do my whole set and only be worried about that 5 because that 5 is how I kind of like. It's like the Olympics is like in the like where you flip up in the air, and I was like, I can flip in the air all day, but I gotta stick this landing. This 5 will bring everything back. So if I can find a callback from the beginning to that, comes back to this last ending 5, makes me look like a star when I'm in a brewery.
I mean, that's the thing about trying to go long more is it's like there has to always be a callback. Mm-hmm. There has to be something in the first 10 minutes that comes back in the last 10.
The callback math is crazy because it's got to make sense and it's got to work. Like when you really break that down, the callback, if you can do a callback that no one gets, that's worse than just telling a joke because you'll be like, oh, now I look like I'm reading the script and y'all are like, applause here. And that's when you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's worse than not attempting to call back.
Yeah.
They got to know.
Or it's like if you do, because you'll learn that in a play though. It's like if you do like a run of plays and you have like one good show and they get like your line where your joke is like, if you have a joke in there and they get it, you're like, yeah. But then it's like you'll get that audience that don't get it and you're like, fucking hacks.
Yeah.
These fucking idiots. And they'll be like, no, maybe I didn't deliver it the right way. Maybe I didn't hit the mark. Maybe where did we mess up in the beginning to where this callback doesn't make sense or something like that?
Yeah, I mean was it my fault or was it their fault? I think going long too, like always the first minute should always be hopefully about this room,
callbacks
this
are hard.
Place.
Yeah. I did one to where it's like, or if you try to, you think it works the second time, and you try to do it again, you're like, oh, it killed this one time in this group. It'll totally work the second time you do it. And it's like fucking eat shit, and you're like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Most things don't work more than once. That's the
magic.
Yeah.
It's a spell. Comedy is a giant spell. And so some spells you can do verbatim because you're going to need to set it up. It's kind of like if you said, like, you know, like certain movies and they're like, you do the spell and you say one thing wrong and it's like you get a big ass head or the frog's body or like a little thing off. That's how comedy is. If you say one thing off, you're like, nope, big ass frog head. You were supposed to be a little baby frog. Nope, mess it up. Monkey's paw.
What do you do then? Do you just take a sip off the drink? Like, you know, when you have those moments where you're like, I fumbled, but they don't necessarily
they don't know. They don't know. That's the one thing I tell. I was like, because you'll learn that, and that's the first thing you learn to play. They don't fucking know unless it's one of those scripts like Cats or something where everybody is there for the script and not you. Yeah. Then they don't know when you mess. I fell down on stage and used that on stage, and they're like, we're going to write that in the play. Like, no, they don't know. So it's like that's the fun thing about it is it's still a little bit of magic and a little bit of smoke and mirrors. But it's your magic. It's your smoke and mirrors. You just got to remember, hey, this is not real smoke. This is dry ice. So put the dry ice out at 7 so it's enough on the ground. And don't do it before the other half because it'll look stupid. Yeah. It's directing. You have to be the director, the actor, prep, manager, stage production.
It's fucking, and then when you're in the middle of the hour, you got to be like completely relaxed and present. And that's the hard part is like flipping all that shit on in my brain with the emails and the stuff and memorizing it.
Oh, that's why I don't want to.
But then when you're performing, you really got to be, and that's what I'm struggling with now is I'm like, I haven't done the headlining enough to where I can just do it without trying to remember it. But if you're trying to remember it, you're not fully present, and that's kind of like why.
Well, it takes away from your
trying
act.
To like get that. Yeah, exactly.
So I learned that when we were doing shows.
I'm trying to get through that. That's my work right now is to be able to.
Well, it's like I learned very quickly how tired I was when I was trying to produce a show and then be on it because I'm worried about everything to where I'm not worried. Like the jokes
spread too thin.
My jokes are the last thing I'm kind of worried about, but then as soon as it's my turn to go up, I'm like, fuck, I didn't do my normal regiment because I did the show regiment. So I'm more worried about ticket sales or guests. Okay,
is that where you got the headphone in and you're kind of like at that focus? I'm like, I'm not going to talk to Petey right now. He's
it's like, if you see me in the zone, so many comments.
Destroy.
I'm in Terminator mode. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What do we got to do? And it's just like that. Where normally that's my comedy mode because I'm looking at the audience like, what do they want? What is this and that? But now I'm focused on like, is the bar making money? Is this cool? Who's this loud guy in the front? Do we need to get him out? There's so many other things. So it's like even as a showrunner and then performing, I do not put that on anybody. Actually, the people that do it, praises to you. Because there's so much on you, and then you got to kill. And and then, that's why I was like, as a headliner, like when I say,
that's what I have to do to headline right now. Yeah. If I want to do headline more than 3 times a year, I have to do those other things, and it's too much. Frankly,
and that's when you learn. But you're learning.
I'm willing to fail at that too. I'm willing to maybe.
But you're just learning your frame right now. You're learning what you're going to need to be on the road. You're going to learn. You're going to need this, and this. You just need it consistently. You just need to know what type that you're doing and what you need. Once you learn that, that's when you go to a manager and you say, I have this. It gets me this number, this thing. If you can give me more of this or put me in these more places, then they get the cut of whatever you're giving them. But that's what they'll be able to be like, I can send out 7 of these in an hour where it would take you like 20 minutes to do something. I'm
trying to use AI as my manager right now. Like AI is like, it's not going to write your jokes for you, but it's pretty good at like helping you with emails and schedules and stuff.
It's just a structure. Most people are like kind of like bad on AI now, and I'm just like, it is what you want to make it out to be. It's just like I don't know. I use AI kind of like I don't know if you know T-Pain.
Yeah, I know that name.
You don't know T-Pain? You don't know
with a Y?
No, T-Pain. P-A-I T-Pain. What? No. He's okay. T-Pain is one of the great. My friend to this day, who was my roommate in college, we are still friends to this day because we made friends because of a T-Pain mini movie he had on Adult Swim. He created he didn't create auto-tune, but uses auto-tune is like if you say auto-tune is with T-Pain, and he's like, I just used it to just. It sounded cool. It wasn't like, it makes you sound perfect. He's like, I heard it on a Jennifer Lopez song. So it's like how he uses like that. I was like, that's how you probably should use like ChatGPT. It's just like, it's not going to write the whole thing for you. And if you do read it, you're like, this shit fucking sucks. But this part's cool. I'm going to rewrite this whole thing. And it's just a structure and a thing that you can bounce an idea off of that you don't feel negative about. Like, it's not like another person looking at you like, this shit sucks. For some reason, the ChatGPT will be like, oh, yes, I do like this idea. But if you do ... it's telling you the same damn thing.
Yeah. I find if I write like, "Hey, you should book me. I got a dry bar coming out." Blah blah blah, and it's like I just get it a blob of what I want to say, and then I put it in Chat GPT. It puts it in like correct punctuation, and then I take that, and then I still go like, "Well, that part doesn't sound like me." Yeah. But if I'm going to send out 12 emails, it does save me time doing that.
Yeah.
And it still started with me and ended with me editing it, so it's kind of like my secretary or something, or I'm like trying to run meta ads. It's like, here's what my numbers are. Help me so you can have a conversation about like
it's just boring
shit.
It's like if it's just going to Google, and where Google back in the day would just send you to a website that hopefully gave you an answer.
Yeah,
it's doing its best job to like give you an answer directly without like sourcing it.
Because clicking all those Google links and then going through, that takes a lot more time than just talking to a thing.
Yeah, and they'll be like, we looked it up for you, so it just like spews it back out, but then it's still going to be up to you. I was like, no matter what, AI is still here, but it's like I just watched Stranger Things, and it's still moments of where it just looks like the Duffer Brothers are from North Carolina, and so like they were like a myth. Like, you know, there was like Moira was talking about, they were a myth in North Carolina. Like I heard about the Duffer Brothers when I was a kid. They were like weird little kids from the acting school in Raleigh. Like if you were a kid in North Carolina, that was like, and you want to act, North Carolina School of Arts, they would do auditions everywhere. Everyone got out. They were little writer kids, but then it's like the AI parts in Stranger Things, I'm like, oh, you still need a human element.
Yeah.
It's like AI can do its best. It's still not going to give you like looking into like a human's eyes.
That's what's cool about like the 80s feel is it's like back when they still had the, have you seen The Thing, that John Carpenter movie with Kurt Russell?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's like the height of special effects. It's like 79 or 80.
But then it's like the thing is, that thing is still, if you go back to the 50s, the original thing, like I did film history and we had to watch through all that. So by the time when I saw the original thing, I was like, John Carpenter's ain't the thing. They said, no, that's why it's called John Carpenter's the thing. There's another thing. And I was just like, 50s. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's when I learned, I was like, everything can be redone. You can do your own version of it. So it's like, when you're like, oh, I want to do sketches, I was like, your sketch show would be like those old, you remember for cartoons, they would just like show like, especially on MTV, they would show like Beavis and Butthead and like Aeon Flux and like a bunch
Aeon Flux is my favorite.
Yeah, but they would be in little chunks of like that.
Liquid television.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, Liquid TV. I was like, you're just trying to create your version of Liquid TV on the internet.
And that's like the Louis thing. Like, it just make it the scene and another scene. It doesn't actually have to be.
No, it just needs
a long arc.
Yeah, because
it can be.
It can be, but then people will be there for the growth of it, because it's like I watch. Even then, there's like a team on like the internet. They're like Team 4-Star, and they're like, they just spoofed Dragon Ball Z. They spoofed it so well that they invited them to just work on the project. Like they spoofed it so like people just know.
Like, you guys are in.
Yeah, like
you made fun of us so
good. And I was like, that's my people right there. It's like I always say my comedy is just back of the class humor.
Yeah,
it's just the kids that couldn't get a permission slip signed or just got in detention a lot.
No, being mocked well. It's like when Weird Al made fun of Nirvana, they were like, that's when we knew we'd made it.
Yeah.
It's like,
it was like in South Park,
somebody like really fucking roasted
and then
us.
They hit you. Yeah, and it was like, we're us as comics, like, don't roast me.
Yeah.
And then some people like, that's a badge of honor.
Yeah. Oh, that was like my first year. I was just watching everybody shit on each other. Nobody made fun of me.
You came up in the Macon era, though. That's Macon's era.
And then finally somebody started making fun of me, and I was like, all right, I think I'm in now, you know. But Macon set the tone of
Macon. That was in Macon's
the King Bully.
That was like Kill Tony before Kill Tony. It was like, it's just Macon's era of like
just Macon being mean.
Well, then it just grew up on everybody, because then I started being mean, Cody started being mean, Murphy was mean, Carrie was mean, and we're all like, this is not helping. This is a lot. And then once it died when we went to the music hall. When we went to music hall, we were way more open. We got girls.
Yeah.
Once the girls came, it got like, because it was like, it's a lot of dudes at the Southern. That's why a lot of people kind of make that. It's just like only girls we got is like
the
back
Friars Club.
Yeah,
just a bunch of asshole dudes.
Just a lot of dudes in funny hats.
Look at this fucking guy over here.
Look at this guy. Yeah. This is like, and then we got the Southern. We got like Marlene and like Kelsey, and all the girls came in and they helped us out by cleaning us up. We needed to be cleaned up. We were very dirty.
Yeah, it's interesting. Macon came back to the odd recently, and I was like, you gotta put him up, you know.
Oh, they don't know who he is.
Julia was like, he can come up and introduce himself and ask to go up, and I'll consider it.
That's what. Yeah, that's.
It's like, oh man,
she would do that to Tom Peters. And it's his mic. She would do that to Tom, and Tom's like, who is this little queen?
But then I was like, you know, when Macon was on top, I mean, I love Macon and his comedy, but huge asshole.
Yeah. Well, it's like he was our Kill
I don't think he would mind me saying that.
Well, no, it's like looking at it with hindsight, he's ahead of the curve. Because that's Kill Tony now.
Yeah,
that's how ahead of it.
I mean, he's great. He's one of the people that, like, when I hear he doesn't do it anymore, I'm like, I mean, it's probably good that he's gotten on with his life, but he was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like, he was just great at roasting.
Yeah, the crowd work
and
show was Kill
big
Tony.
And terrifying.
The crowd work show was Kill Tony. It was Big J.
Yeah, right.
That's why I was like, if you go back and look at those times at the Southern when we all had individual shows, that's kind of like what I'm trying to do now. Is like, hey,
Petey's Playhouse.
We did Playhouse. We did the roast show. Then we did headliners, and then we had a showcase. So every Saturday was something.
Yeah,
from us.
I missed that. There were good things about that.
Blaine had the political show.
Yeah.
So we would do like whatever you liked. We'll build a show around it. Like we're still like that. It's just a lot of comics are like, I don't want that much attention, but I do want all the attention. And they're like, well, motherfucker.
Yeah, and in town feels like all filled up. So I'm trying to see if I can like. I'm breaking my fucking brain right now, but I'm seeing if I can get like, well, there's all these places an hour or two away that they haven't seen any of us, and maybe we can. Like, if it works out in Mars Hill where I headline it and they want to do it again, maybe we'll come back in a few months and I'll host it.
Yeah.
And somebody else will headline it.
That's all.
Kind of take this weird Asheville comedy out just a little bit more.
You're trying to create the consistency. Like, kind of how, like, we did have, like, when it was
Planet
smaller.
Comedy Show will come to your town.
Yeah. Well, we're too big now as, like, comedy, like comedian wise, like we have too many comedians now to not have as much stage time as we like half need. Like I say it's probably like a third stage time for the amount of comics that we have, to where it's like you have a Sunday mic, you have a Monday mic, you have a Tuesday mic, and a Wednesday mic. And
I think Sunday's gone now, right? Didn't Ben's end?
Yeah, but Vols.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Still there. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question. Yeah.
But even in that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's only 4 mics.
So we're down to 4 again. Yeah. It was up to like 6 or 7 there.
Yeah,
but it never like Tuesday, Wednesday
is like,
and then Michelle's doing like these other shows.
Yeah.
So it's not quite the mic. I do kind of miss the mic. The Pope was a good mic.
But
she's happy. She's doing her thing. It's great.
But it's like there still needs to be because I was like,
Friday's gone now too, right? Did they stop to Haywood?
Yeah, because I was like Tuesdays. Odd has now grown up. Like you said, it's the preteen, but it's like growing up now. It's kind of becoming its own thing now. Yeah. So I was like, oh, there needs to be another, and it'll help. That's
a new baby.
A new baby
that lasts. Like, because who else? What's the like? The odds past 10 years. Disclaimer's like going on 20. What's the third oldest mic? I mean, I don't even think there's one that's lasted. Like Root Bar was probably like a few years. That's probably like the third oldest mic that lasted. Nobody else has made it to 5 years. That's like impossible.
Yeah,
to get to 5 years as a mic.
Because we're like
and live in different buildings too. To live and die and be reborn in new spaces.
That's what's like the odd stays the odd because that's the odd. Yeah, and it's like where Disclaimer has been like fucking 5 different bars. Yeah, that's what it's like for us. It's like that's why I was like going to like
it's bounced around. It's lived with his mom and his dad.
Well, it was great for this new generation because they were like this last like class of like comedians that we had never done a move. So when we did the move from Music Hall to Third Room, they were all like, I don't know, I don't like it. There's not any people here.
We're going to a new school.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And that's just me like, calm down, freshman. It's like I'm the super senior here, and trust me, we'll be fine. But then they got to see it like become like right now it's kind of like back to normal. Yeah. Even in the winter, I'm like, how are we packed? Like, 'cause usually in the winter we take a dive, but now it's like kind of back to where it's like we're breaking out emergency chairs and we have to go buy chairs. So them to know it's like, hey, change is fine. It's going to be good. You're going to have to change. It's not going to stay the same forever.
And it's supported by the staff and the crew. Yeah, it feels
good.
But
now they get to have those war stories of the music hall. No one else is going to have those war stories. So it's the same thing that you have the badge of music hall. Like if we all had badges of all the mics we had been, I was like, I'm out here looking like a fucking 5-star general out here. Yeah. But it's how you survive it and then know that change will come. But you're a comedian. You'll adapt to change. You kind of want change so you can add something to it. Yeah. So when we walked into the new room, like when it was the giant face, we all had jokes with giant face. They took face down. Face is gone. Now what do we do? Now it just changes. Yeah.
I love it. Let's wrap up on that. That's a beautiful place.
A good change. Change.
Well, thank you, Petey, for coming on. I was thinking you were my third guest ever, so thanks for
third guest ever.
Yeah, I did my wife, my oldest friend, and then you.
When y'all bringing that Xena podcast back? When y'all doing that?
Yeah, it's done. But
I want that again. Can we do another show? Can we do Stranger Things where I get to be Lucas?
Yeah, we can do another one. But yeah, I mean, it's come. You helped me get this thing started.
There has to be black people in Hawkins with a decent barber. Why is Lucas's box top that fucked up in the 80s? Like Michael Jordan is out. Even he was lined up with hair. That pisses me off.
And where is his sister, by the way?
Erica's in that. Yeah, Erica's in that.
We've only seen the first two. No,
yeah, no, she pops up. Erica,
Okay.
you can't get rid of Erica. Erica, there's a reason why that Demogorgon don't fuck with Erica. There's a reason. I was like, Erica's really the goat of the whole series.
All right, Petey. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Wow.